everybody. Okay, so you're thinking, should I bring my pets to Canada? Yes, you totally should. Oh my gosh, my eyes are so big. I've had a coffee. I have to drink coffee, people, before I do these videos. Okay, so you need to bring your pets, and I'll tell you why. You're probably thinking in your mind, oh, I've got big dogs. I don't know where I'm going to stay. Will the property allow my pets? And those are all really valid questions. So you're on the right track. I'm going to help you today just with a couple of practicals that will assist you in making the decisions, finding the right company for yourselves in terms of moving them here. And then obviously all these other little tips that you're worried about: snow, salt, living inside, the weather, the challenges, etc. Do they understand Canadian when your dog's Afrikaans? You know what I'm saying? So I'll cover that today. Let's get started. We moved our dogs with us from South Africa in Cape Town, and the one is a rescue dog, the other one is a what do you guys call it? Not Kijiji, a Gumtree dog, and Frankie and Sammy, and I am so glad that we did. I think it was great in terms of our transition. It was really an exciting time for us when we received our dogs, when we got to Canada. But also there's no quarantine, which is really awesome. So this is how you get started. So it's going to be important to choose a company that you are happy with. Broker services are required for all pets that travel to Canada. So you're going to need to find somebody. We used a company called globalpaws.co.za, and I must say we were very happy with them from the time that they went to the kennels in Cape Town to the time that we received them in Canada. We were extremely happy. I looked on the internet, and I think there are a couple of companies you can look at. There's another one that's quite popular. It's called petrelocation.com. If you guys want to add extra comments onto this YouTube video, please put other comments or suggestions if you've used companies before. I know a lot of people are looking at my YouTube videos, specifically people that are currently moving. I'm actually quite surprised that people, I've got so many views on how to get your driver's license in Canada, so I assume that this is kind of a topic that a lot of people need information on. So please put your suggestions and other comments if you have them. I'm kind of looking and trying to do as much research as I can before I put these little vlogs together. So there's petrelocation.com, and they've got a lot of information on there. You probably don't even need to listen to me for the rest of this vlog. Get on there. The same with Global Paws. Now, the important thing is that you want to be happy with a company that you feel comfortable with, that you have good interaction with in terms of the staff, because you really don't want to worry and have anxiety about your little guys in the kennels when you've got so many other things to worry about. Trust me, I've been there. We actually put our dogs into the kennels about 2, almost 3 weeks before we packed house and moved to Canada. And this is one of the tips from me to you is, you know, when you start packing the house, the dogs can sense that something's changing. They know something's going on, and it reduces their anxiety levels. I felt it was the best thing to do to get them out of the way. The day packing started, the packing actually took 2.5 days to pack up our house. For some of you who have bigger houses, it could take a lot longer. And so I think it's just safer to have your dogs away from all of these people in your house, and they could run onto the road. The doors are always open as they're packing boxes and moving in and out. So seriously, guys, my suggestion is get your dogs into the kennels, get them calm, get them accustomed to the environment. And it's also time for you as a family to kind of, you know, think of where you're at. You don't have your dogs, and you can start consolidating and thinking clearly. So that's my tip in terms of finding a company that you're happy with. Once you've chosen your pet relocation company that you prefer, they will get cracking with booking flights. They will start getting information from you in terms of which crate size to use for your pet, and in terms of vaccinations and regulations, etc. They will do all of that paperwork for you and have a lot of conversation around that. Some breeds are banned from entering Ontario. I don't know if you know this. Go check out pettravel.com. Pettravel.com has got a lot of information in terms of entering Canada, Ontario. You'll get a lot of information there. A really cool thing in terms of your relocation company that you use, they will provide your dogs with calming collars if you purchase one. Really good idea, and it gave me a lot of peace of mind. So the costs to move your dogs to Canada, it's a lot more than the cost to send a human on an aeroplane. So sit down when you get the quote, people. South Africans, it is expensive, but there's certain costs that you really haven't taken into account. So just be calm when you look at it, but trust me, it's really worth it. A cool thing is that if you are happy to have your pet on the other side with you as soon as possible, you can actually fly with your pet on the same flight. So if you fly into Canada, I think it's only KLM that offers this. Check with your pet relocation company, check with the airlines, etc. But I know KLM offers a flight where they can fly in the cargo section, obviously not on your lap, unless they're a service dog. And you can have your pet the same day. So when you land, you can go and collect your pet, and you got your pet with you. Very cool. Because we were in an apartment for a month before we moved into our final home, we decided to only take our dogs a month later. So we received them a month later, and I think it was the right thing to do. Our little boy, Sammy, he's a rescue dog. He has anxiety issues. The boy got issues. And so he would have been really bad if we moved him around quite a bit. I'm really glad that we made the decision to do it that way. They are really, really well looked after in Canada. Not that they aren't everywhere else, but there seems to be this, you'll see when you get here, animals are like treated as humans. It's incredible. People are walking their dogs everywhere, from pot-bellied pigs to birds to cats to dogs, you name it. They come first. So I was very, very glad we did that. We found it really difficult to find a rental property because of the no pets clause. And I just wanted you guys to know about this so that when you're looking for houses, go look on realtor.ca. Really awesome real-time properties on their rentals for sale. Just flag it accordingly. Have a look at the bottom. They'll either say pets or no pets allowed. Know your rights and understand what is going on. So go to this website. It's called animaljustice.ca. Get onto the website. There's some blogs on there. People have written some cool stuff on there, and understand your rights. We actually almost signed for 2 properties, and we lost them because of the pet deposit. So that's 2 things. The no pets clause, and the other one is people ask for a pet deposit. Like, it can be anywhere from like $500 to $1,500, sometimes more, just because you've got a pet. And I don't know, I think they're thinking the pets, their claws damage the hardwood floors. That's what I've heard. So it kind of covers damages, and maybe it also deters people from renting the property because it's just quite a lot of money. In Ontario, it's actually illegal to ask for a pet deposit. So we started learning all of the stuff as we got to look at houses. Know your stuff. Just a tip for you. So what to expect for your dog's new life in Canada? Oh my word, they absolutely, number one, dogs love the snow. I'm not too sure about cats. I don't have any cats, but I know my dogs were kind of like walking around like this. You're gonna laugh. Please take videos for the first time they walk in the snow. It is so funny, and it's a great memory. You're gonna laugh a lot, especially when you try on the dog socks for the first time. You'll kill yourself laughing. So you need to get to your local vet as soon as possible. Get vaccinations. There are different critters and lurgies in Canada. It's going to be very important for them to get that. You know, our local veterinarian, they have a monthly newsletter that they email out, and they welcomed Frankie and Sammy onto this newsletter with their photographs on it. I mean, they treat them like humans. When their vaccinations, I need get reminders on postcards, and the front of the postcard is a full picture of each dog. I mean, it's just amazing. You gotta love Canada. And then there's wildlife. So we have coyotes. It's real, people. People think that we're joking. I don't live in Saskatchewan or real northern Ontario. I'm in Oakville, guys. I've seen coyotes. I've seen foxes. There are loads of raccoons, loads of skunks. So your animals are prey to these. I mean, that's wildlife, right? So you need to be very aware of that, especially at night when you let them out to do their business or whatever. Just make sure that they're okay. Watch out for them. Also, if you have the unfortunate experience of being sprayed on by a skunk, basically you need to get a new dog. No, I'm only kidding. It's just so bad. So bad. Wear a mask. There are online remedies of how to wash your dog. I feel very sorry for you, mate. Seriously, if it happens to you. And then there are dog parks, communal dog parks. Some are bigger than others. They are leash free. You walk in there. Don't forget your poop bags, guys. They often have water and bowls available for drinking water for your dogs. Do a nice walk around your neighborhood. End up at the park. Let them go leash free and stretch their legs and run. They love socializing with other animals. It's a great way to get out, and they just absolutely love it. So snow is going to be very different for your animals. And if they've never walked on snow before, you're going to laugh, they're going to pick up their paws, it's hilarious. But if you take them for a bit of a walk and they do walk in the snow, just like we get brain freeze, or if you stick your tongue inside on ice blocks, if your brother made you do that when you were younger, it sticks, it gets really cold and really painful, and they start to like kind of do this if you don't have little socks or booties for your dogs. So invest in some of those. There's some great places with these products. See what works for you. We eventually spent a little bit more money, a couple of more dollars, and bought the ones with Velcro because they fit nicely around their little legs, and they stay on, and eventually they get used to it, but it can get very, very cold. And I remember watching a video by Cesar Millan, love the guy, that like dog whisperer, he's amazing, and he always said in winter remember to not take your dogs for such long walks like you would in summer. It is cold for them. We walk out there with our jackets and our toque. As South Africans, we call it a beanie, they call it a toque here. We're nice and warm, and they will have a dog jacket on or whatever, but it's still very, very cold for them. So keep the walk short, get the socks or booties, and you should be sorted. A great tip that I got in terms of salt and snow for your dogs, this is really, really important, is to always keep your dog's nails clipped. And I'll tell you why. If the nails are left long, the paw pads splay outwards. So if they're long, they splay outwards, and what happens is the salt and the snow can easily get between the paw pads. And the salt is a major, major problem. It's a huge threat because over a long period of time and continual walking with the salt getting into these paw pads, it can lead to chemical burns on their paws, which is not great. So if you don't know this, but salt is used to melt the snow on driveways and roads and sidewalks, etc. So salt can do quite a lot of damage. So the other thing is also, if your dog has hairy paws, not on the top but underneath, between the paw pads, also keep that well clipped, because that will also prevent the salt and the snow from adhering to the hair and then obviously going into those little paw pads. Shame. And my final tip, because I'm Mrs. Practical, is get organized. So this in the background is actually my front door, and it's got like a whole area for shoes when you walk in. They're all there drying when it's snowing. And I've got these beautiful little baskets that I bought. Put all your dog stuff in there, the poop bags, the leashes, the dog coats, the dog boots, and then add in there, put a towel or two in there so that when you come back and you come home, you can take their boots, drop it off, get a towel to wipe them down. And the real tip is because they walk in all that stuff into your house and the salt. So I don't want to clean floors all the time, so it's a great tip. Get organized with your dogs. Sidebar note, I think God was very clever when he made our pets, and I'll tell you why. I think the dogs walk us humans. It's not the other way around. You know, when I got to Canada and it was cold and it was snowing, we were here in January, man, it was freezing. It's so easy to stay inside. It's much nicer and warmer inside, and there is a tendency for you to become a recluse and you don't get to meet people. It might become a little depro. You're missing home and your friends. Trust me, your dogs will force you to put on your toque, your jacket, your snow boots, and get you outside to experience the incredible beauty of Canada. Go do it. It will lift your spirits. When you come home, you feel amazing. You've been out there in this fabulous cold weather, and it's just amazing. So I say bring your pets, because you need them, I think, more than they need you. Thanks for watching this YouTube video. All the links will be in my description for the things that I've mentioned today, and have a good one.